Good evening, you're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq receives a greeting message from the Inspector General of Police and Customs on the occasion of the Royal Oman Police Day. His Highness Sayyid Yazid bin Haytham Al Saeed attends the finale of the 26th Arabian Gulf Cup in the state of Kuwait. And dozens of Palestinians are martyred in Israeli raids on Gaza, and the International Organization for Migration warns of an increase in child deaths in the Strip due to freezing winter temperatures. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq, the Supreme Commander, received a greeting message from His Excellency Lieutenant General Hassan bin Mohsen al-Shariqi, Inspector General of Police and Customs, on the occasion of the Royal Oman Police Day, which falls on January 5th of each year. His Highness Sayyid Yazid bin Haytham Al Saeed, Minister of Culture, Sports and Youth, will participate in attending the finale of the 26th Arabian Gulf Cup Football Championship between our national team and the Bahraini team, which will be held later today at Jabir Al Ahmed International Stadium in the sisterly state of Kuwait. The Royal Oman Police celebrates its annual day tomorrow, which falls on January 5th of each year, amidst remarkable achievements that have set an example to be evaluated in security and service excellence. The Royal Oman Police has witnessed a qualitative development in all its sectors over the past years, supported by the adoption of the latest digital transformation and innovation technologies. The Palestinian death toll from ongoing Israeli attacks on Gaza has risen to 45,658, with 108,583 others injured, according to a statement issued yesterday by Gaza authorities. In the past 24 hours alone, at least 77 people were killed and 145 others were injured in Gaza. Israeli airstrikes targeted Gaza City in the northern Gaza Strip yesterday, killing 7 people, including 4 children. Several others were injured, some of whom are in critical condition. Meanwhile, the Israeli military has threatened medical teams, patients, and staff at Al Awda hospital in northern Gaza, warning that the facility will be bombed unless they evacuate immediately. Israeli defense forces continue to destroy hospitals in northern Gaza, leaving approximately 40,000 Palestinians without access to medical services. The International Organization for Migration said that 7 infants died in the Gaza Strip due to the severe drop in temperatures. The humanitarian crisis in Gaza was worsened due to freezing winter temperatures and recent rainfall. Meanwhile, humanitarian aid entering the region remains severely limited, leaving residents in urgent need of shelters and other essential supplies. According to a UN report released in mid-December last year, at least 945,000 Gazans are in urgent need of winter items such as warm clothing, blankets, and tarpaulins. The International Organization for Migration has reiterated its call for all parties involved in the conflict to immediately cease fire, release detainees, protect Gaza's civilians, and ensure the uninterrupted flow of humanitarian aid. And in Lebanon, the United Nations called on Israeli forces to accelerate their withdrawal from the southern areas of Beirut. This came at a time when the United Nations Interim Force in Lebanon, UNIFIL, confirmed the continuation of Israeli incursions north of the Blue Line, separating the two sides, including movements northward in the eastern sector of its area of operations. Farhan Haq, deputy spokesperson for the United Nations, stressed the need to implement the mechanism that was recently established under the ceasefire agreement with Lebanon, as well as the full implementation of Security Council Resolution number 1701.
As a comprehensive path towards peace.
A representative of the Russian Air Transport Agency announced the lifting of temporary restrictions at Russia's Pulkovo Airport in St. Petersburg and the resumption of operations after it was closed this morning in anticipation of Ukrainian attacks. On the other hand, the Russian Defense Ministry said that its forces had taken control of the village of Nadia in the Luhansk region in eastern Ukraine. It also added that its air defenses had shot down 8 missiles and 16 Ukrainian drones over a number of Russian provinces last night. Similarly, Kyiv said that the Ukrainian Air Force had shot down 34 out of 81 drones launched by Russia during the night, while 47 other drones had been neutralized. Fears of energy price hikes have risen after Ukraine refused to renew a gas transit agreement with Russia, marking the end of decades of Moscow's dominance over Europe markets. The Italian Minister of Environment and Energy Security said the country had enough gas reserves to ensure there would be no disruption over the next 2 months, as the country's storage system is filled to almost 80% of its capacity. He further suggested that the EU should extend its emergency cap on gas prices and set a ceiling of 60 euros per megawatt per hour to prevent a possible energy price shock. Still to come in our news bulletin. Early Bronze Age settlement uncovered at Al-Gharayan village in Al-Mudaybi. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. The total added value of private institutions operating in the Sultanate of Oman during the third quarter of last year amounted to more than 8 billion and 510 million Omani riyals. The contribution of the operating institutions to the gross domestic product during the same period amounted to about 82%. The added value of large institutions amounted to about 6 billion and 280 million Omani riyals, representing 60.5%, while the added value of medium-sized institutions amounted to more than 665 million Omani riyals, while the added value of small institutions amounted to 716 million Omani riyals, representing 6.9%. The Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Investment Promotion has begun implementing a field evaluation process for a number of factories within the Smart Production Factories project. The evaluation aims to enhance the transformation of the industrial sector in the Sultanate of Oman towards adopting the technologies of the Fourth Industrial Revolution and advanced technology. This phase of the project includes conducting a comprehensive evaluation of the participating factories using specific criteria based on the evaluation matrix based on the Smart Industry Readiness Index, with recommendations to improve performance and exploit development opportunities. Al Khabura Fort hosted a vibrant celebration of vintage cars, thrilling displays, and cultural performances, blending heritage with the excitement along the Serenic Sea of Oman. More details in the following report.
Al Khabura Fort came alive during the Classic Cars Day celebration, showcasing a dazzling array of vintage vehicles that captivated visitors of all ages, from elegant early 20th century models to iconic mid-century designs. The event offered a fascinating journey through automotive history, delighting classic car enthusiasts and casual admirers alike. Set against the stunning backdrop of the Sea of Oman, the celebration was further elevated by breathtaking displays, including a giant kite soaring over the fort and thrilling paragliding performances in the sky. Inside the historic castle, live calligraphy demonstrations added a cultural touch, while children and families reveled in the festive atmosphere.
We are very glad to see this activity and this event here in Khabura today. On the beginning of the new year 2025. Additional to that, we are also celebrating the 5th anniversary of His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq. And we are here in Khabura today. We are very glad to have all this gathering from different parts of Oman and probably from the Gulf countries. This is Oman, and we all like to invite all our friends and brothers from different parts of the world to participate in those activities.
The celebration concluded with the certificates of appreciation presented to participants, emphasizing the importance of preserving heritage and community spirit.
This day is International Day for Classic Car. Today do the visitable here in Khabura Fort. This is first time we are doing here in Khabura State.
We are all happy to visit Khabura Fort for the classic cars.
The vibrant event reflects the Ministry of Heritage and Tourism's commitment to utilizing Oman's historic sites to enrich tourism, foster local community engagement, and create a harmonious blend of heritage and excitement. Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubi'i, Sultanate of Oman Television, Wilayat al-Khabura, North al-Batina Governorate.
The importance of laboratories in conducting research, encouraging creativity and exploration, and developing scientific skills are the most important objectives of the Laboratories Forum held in El Dhahira Governorate. The forum was organized by the School of Ibri under the auspices of His Excellency Najib bin Ali al-Rawas, Governor of El Dhahira. This weekend, Muscat Governorate witnessed a one-of-a-kind mountain bike race organized by Muscat Bikes, aiming to promote the natural beauty and stunning mountains of the Sultanate of Oman.
In the Sultanate of Oman's gorgeous mountains and within its capital Muscat's magical winter weather, a Thawara downhill mountain bike race took place this Friday in its second edition in the village of Falaj al-Sham in the wilaya of Boshar. A Thawara downhill is considered the first of its kind as a mountain bike race in the Sultanate of Oman, extending over 3.3 kilometers from one of the village's mountain peaks, including a fast and technical descent from an elevation of about 500 meters.
It's a downhill race. It requires a lot of endurance, fitness, and sometimes technical skills to get downhill through the technical sections in the rocky sections. It's one of the common sports actually in all around the world, in Europe and things, and we are trying to bring these things in Oman and try to make it more publicized and popular, since Oman has very beautiful mountains. So I believe really this kind of sports should grow up in Oman more and more.
This is a so beautiful country with friendly and cool people. I look forward to race many more time in this country. And I'm a top champion in my country, Iran. And I would like to expand my experience by doing Oman and focusing my in the DHI World Championship in Australia.
The race and its route were built and organized by Muscat Bikes in coordination with Oman Trail Builders and came with the participation of more than 30 professional riders from both inside and outside the Sultanate of Oman, including the Iranian well-known champion in downhill mountain biking, Sumaya Farahani, who came specifically to compete in this race.
First of all, it's a downhill. Of course, you have to be excited because you're talking about 3 kilometers of adrenaline and a lot of action in it, a lot of stones, a lot of, let's say, loose rocks, a lot of action. So excited for it.
Oh, what brought me to mountain biking is just simply the fun of it. Uh, Even when I was still young, I have been riding a lot. But when I came here in Oman, I rode for 10 years now. This is my 10th year, yeah, something like that. And the community is good. The solidarity is there. All communities, Filipino communities, Omani communities, we are all hand in hand.
A Thawara downhill race named after the boiling water, referring to the steam feeding the rock vents from the hot water channels with temperatures reaching 65 Celsius, found in Felaj al-Sham village, serves as an important sporting event that highlights the beautiful landmarks of the Sultanate of Oman in general and the Felaj al-Sham ones in particular, in line with Oman's direction to boost adventure and sports tourism as a significant attraction for tourists visiting the country. In challenge of these difficult trains behind me, the Thawara downhill race comes to promote Oman's adventure and extreme sports and tourism. For Oman TV, Ahmed bin Hilal al-Busaidi, Muscat.
The Ministry of Heritage and Tourism, in partnership with Sultan Qaboos University, announced a significant discovery at the Al Gharayain Archaeological Site in the Wilaya al-Mudhibi. Dating back to the early Bronze Age, here is more on the following report.
A groundbreaking archaeological discovery was made by a team of archaeologists from Sultan Qaboos University in partnership with the Ministry of Heritage and Tourism. They uncovered a significant early Bronze Age settlement at the Al Gharayain site in the Wilaya of Al-Mudhibi in North Al-Sharqiyya Governorate.
From our excavation, we started now, this is our third year digging in one building. This building seems very unique, belong to early Bronze Age, including the transitional period between Hafid period that extending between, like, let's say 3000 BC till 2700. And then Ominar period that extending from 2700 to 2000. This period, it's rarely to find, especially the Hafid period, to find permanent settlements. So this site might be a permanent settlement belong to the Hafid period. That's why we are trying to prove this, if there's a possibility to find some samples, especially to date it as through the C14 samples.
The archaeological studies of the site suggested the existence of two distinct settlements built atop one another over the course of 1,000 years. Among the site's most notable features was a massive circular tower with a diameter of over 20 meters.
Till now, we found out that the building is one of the largest building ever found in Oman Peninsula. It's about 600 square meters, and the plan of this building is also unique, composed of three parts: east, middle, south part, and it has two major periods of construction. The earliest one, it's like we never saw something like this, including a big enclosure wall surrounding a big hall, rectangular hall. This hall was, during this season, last season, we found out that this hall was divided by different division walls into at least 4 to 5 rooms. The earliest phase, we reached it in certain parts, but the middle phase has different fireplaces. Big, huge fireplaces, which it means this building was used for something public function. We don't know till now the exact function, but at least more than 15 fireplaces. Some of them are like 3 meters in diameter. So these fireplaces, for sure, they were not for domestic purposes, but more for public, something for big, huge thing.
The archaeologists will further analyze the settlement's components to obtain the exact stratigraphical sequence, which will help them understand the precise functions and purposes for which the buildings were used. This archaeological site is a testament to the deeply rooted Omani history, providing valuable insights into the rich heritage of the place. Reporting from the Wilaya of Al-Mudhibi, this is Saleh Bukhalfan al-Rahbi, North Al-Sharqiyya Governorate.
This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq receives a greeting message from the Inspector General of Police and Customs on the occasion of the Royal Oman Police Day. His Highness Sayyid Yazid bin Haytham Al Saeed attends the finale of the 26th Arabian Gulf Cup in the state of Kuwait. And dozens of Palestinians are martyred in Israeli raids on Gaza, and the International Organization for Migration warns of an increase in child deaths in the Strip due to freezing winter temperatures. With that, we come to the end of tonight's bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night, and we hope you've had an enjoyable weekend.